Man, hello everybody. This is Tavato Titans. I don't know. I don't even know what to even start this thing. I'm just trying to get my thoughts out. Content creation. Really, right now I am traveling. I'm in an Airbnb and Metro Manila area. Right now there's a lot of fireworks going off. You might be thinking, why are you out having a good old time, partying it up, just having a crazy good times out there? Honestly, I don't really feel like it. I'm staying in. I'm actually fasting right now, a 24-hour fast, just to start out the new year. And yeah, I could be out there having a great time. Not that I'm having financial issues or anything. It's just that I want to stay in, chill, and complete this fast for the new year. Also, much more likely something crazy to happen on New Year. Not that I'm doing or living out of fear. I honestly just don't feel like, didn't really plan or feel like going out. I'm more trying to break my habit of procrastination and, I don't want to go back to a 9-to-5 job. I hate it. It's soul sucking. My previous career field, firefighting, contract firefighting, you make a lot of money, but it is soul draining being around old people, old dudes who's been doing it for 20, 15, 30, 40 years. Those happy life, happy wife type dudes, and they just make your life a living hell just because they're sick and tired of their fat, ugly wives that they can't divorce. And they think you have to put up with it. So, crashed out, jump boat, and I'm here. I've had a pretty good amount of savings, and I want to do something completely different. I want to promise myself to work so hard that I won't recognize the current me right now. That's just one of the major things that's on my mind. I want to continue to learn about finances, investing, but at the same time, I feel like I'm doing so many things all at once. It's hard to really concentrate into one thing and refine. So, this is just the journey that I'm on. There's so many choices of things that I think I want to do, that I'm not sure I want to do. Honestly, when I quit my job, I have no plans. Well, somewhat of a plan. At least the way I thought about it in my mind. I know it's not going to be easy. It's probably going to be incredibly hard. Probably a really stupid decision. But I couldn't stand another moment of these people. I couldn't stand them. I didn't like anything about them. I didn't like their energy. I didn't like being around them. And then just, a lot of people will just say, hey, focus in on your goals, suck it up and make that money. So I was just like, I can't do it. I mean, I completed the contract. I did my 1 year, and that was it. I'm not going any further than that. Plus, some of the things that it's requirements that you're supposed to do to keep this job, I didn't really agree with doing. They have to juice you up with these vaccines all the time and tolerate the nonsense. Tolerate loser ass dudes who pretty much peaked when they joined the military, or peaked once they got married, and their life just sucks. So they've just been locked into having something safe, stable, and not really living the life that they actually want. They spend more time at work. I mean, literally, you spend more time at the job more than any other person on the planet. We literally, at least in my career field, you eat, sleep, live at that location. You don't go home, which I don't really care. You know, being single, that's like one of the best thing right now. Most people are just dying to be in relationships. For me, it's the opposite. I feel great. I mean, making good amount of money feels awesome to be single. And even if I wasn't making a whole lot of money, knowing what I know now, I feel pretty good being single. It makes things more flexible. Of course, there's the ups and downs to this, everything. There's no perfect solution, only trade-offs. And I'm happy with this trade-off. Just being a free agent, not necessarily being tied down or you have to check in with somebody else. You're doing stuff on your own time, at your own pace, on your own time, on your own dime. I do like that independent aspect to it. I get to travel all of these countries. You meet so many new, different, all sorts of people. That's one of the things I did like about it. I do like about my current life. So I don't want to be ungrateful, but I want to run as far and fast as I can away from doing a 9 to 5, locking in on a career. I mean, most people don't even understand the concept that this 9 to 5 is just one giant experiment. If you really read history and understand, this has just been the giant experiments. Just like with the silent and the selfish ass boomer generation, it's gonna be a dead concept within, if I'm being nice, I would give it at least 10 more years. Honestly, barely 5 years is left because 9 to 5, pension funds, all that nonsensical stuff, it's gonna be smaller and smaller and smaller group of people that will have access to this. Now, the rest of society, they're going back to what they know, feudalism. You're pretty much going back to feudalism. Most people don't understand the historical context of how societies evolve. It's always this cycle, you know, after every X amount of years, a society goes through its ups, you know, the good times, and then the slow fall into the bad times. So, it'll transform many lives, some for better and many worse situation that they've never imagined about, especially those who are from quote unquote first world countries who've had a pretty good life, a pretty good, standard of living. They're not used to the way of other third world countries. Not to, scare people, but those are some of the things that impacted my decision making and not wanting to just constantly just sit at a job that's just giving me money and I'm not fulfilling nothing, I'm not creating anything. You're just there. That's the thing with contract firefighting. You're just at that location, you're giving away your time, and that's expensive. Most people don't understand that time is expensive that you're giving away to these jobs, especially when the job literally took 100% of my time. Yeah, the money's good, but you're literally at work. We work 168 hours, or I used to work 168 hours for months at a time straight because people then quit. They made the amount of money that they want to make in the overtime pay, and then they quit and they move on, or they just get fed up with the work environment, which was pretty toxic because you have these dudes, majority of them were old, in their 50s and 60s, a few 30-year-olds, a few 40-year-olds, but majority were in their 60s and 50s. Really petty. I don't get it how people that old, petty, fat, out of shape, and just downright negative people to be around. They're always spreading rumors amongst each other, playing these weird Machiavellian games, even though none of them have the same power and influence as Machiavelli. They weren't half as or a quarter smart as Machiavelli. And they thought they're so smart playing these Machiavellian games with each other and this weird power struggle, which is like, you're not getting anything out of it because you all still have someone above you as your boss anyways. And you're so far down the food chain, it makes absolutely no sense. And you have your own standards that you don't even follow anyways. But before I go off on a tangent, 2026, I want to be the year. I want that to be my starting point, my starting year to reinvent myself, not to be the same person, not to be falling back where money gets tight and then I have to jump back and do this job, compromising the things I believe in, follow people that I don't really believe in, follow people I don't even think of as leaders, follow people that I don't see as good human beings. They have almost zero, none of my values align with them. The only thing they think about is just making money, but they're trading time for money and the number just goes up and up in their bank account. But that's useless because you have to spend the money anyways. You're literally spending, let's say you make $200,000. Well, you still have a mortgage. That's a couple $1,000s there. You have food, you have family, you have all this stuff you still have to pay for, and you're trading that time. Of course, you've increased your income, but you haven't increased, you've not made any cash flows. I want a business to be making cash flow. I want to be doing something else. I don't want to do firefighting anymore. I don't want to be a contract firefighter anymore. I don't want to just sit around and watch a number go up in the bank. And I want to be able to think using my brain and create something that can also be beneficial financially, and it's also solving a problem. It's doing something, not just sitting around. But I know that's gonna take a lot more than just talking, and it's gonna be more a lot of doing, a lot of risk taking. I'm gonna have to literally be okay with not having that safety net of a job or that 9 to 5 to cushion me when things get hard, when things get tough. I'm literally gonna have to learn. I'm gonna have to lock in. Manila time, it is 9:32 a.m. I'm gonna lock in. I'm gonna lock in before the new year. People usually start as the new year comes in. I wanna start before the new year. I'm gonna be dropping more videos each day. Stay tuned.